Alrighty, welcome everyone to a quick little breakdown. I'm not even going to count this as an episode. Thought I would woke up this morning and I thought I'd break down these three fights. Did a bit of tape, got scrap on. Why not? It was on the original podcast, so let's break it down and see if there's some more value on here. What are your thoughts, mate? We lost a few bets. We lost my favorite go the distance on the Holland fight, but that's all right. Holland D-Rod, but still
Yeah,
bit of a
yeah, bit
shame
of a
there.
bummer to lose that one. Don't really care about losing the Leach Tony and Hamza Nate fights. I think what we've got instead is much more better for betting and viewing purposes.
Yeah, we went for some from potential depressing fights for veterans and blowouts to some interesting stuff, man. I'll go first. I'll go first. Jinglang Lee, Daniel Rodriguez. Uh, Personally, I think this is probably accurate how it is now. I would rate D-Rod as a slight fave only because of durability, the volume. Just taped Lee in in his Salikov fight for the first time. Like I said, I hit him as a dog, but he's only a marginal dog, and Salikov was like 38 years old, and etc. etc. And yeah, Leach just pretty much fought the same as his tape before Salikov. Bit of low output. A lot of leg kicking, a lot of head movement. Looks for that blitz. He looks for those big moments, and he doesn't really set him up, but he just gets him, even against a really good striker like Salikov. He just throws a 1-2 out of nowhere, like halfway through round two, and he gets it. And he just big power. He probably can hit D-Rod. D-Rod's defense is not the greatest. It's why I was passing on him versus Holland after taping, like you said. But not as much speed of a speed advantage as Holland. Not as much reach. Yeah, like I said, Leach is hittable himself when D-Rod gets going, man, with that 1-2 and the jab and the leg kick. Also, Leach about 10 pounds, weighing about 10 pounds lighter, which, yeah, a few things there. My only concern is the layoff, but yeah, I don't know, dude. It's so scary to bet against the Leach, man. Like, look at all these good strikers he's come up against recently, and he just sparks them out of nowhere. So I am leaning D-Rod. If I wanted to play the Leach, I probably would have wanted bigger dog odds, just because I think the longer this goes, he's getting out volumed. I think the best chance for him is to get a few big moments in each round. Um, but yeah, I lean D-Rod. I don't think minimal value there. I definitely like to go the distance here again. I don't have the odds. I don't know if they've opened up for you on Bet Online or something, but
Yep, we got him.
what is it?
I think over 2.5 is around minus 160 or something like that. I don't have it open right now, but
No,
quite sure.
it's a bit shitter than Holland. I was hoping it would be the same or better, just because Leach also just knocks everyone out. But yeah, that's all right,
Yeah,
I guess.
wait for it to open up in other places. Like that's just the over. You probably, you improve a bit on the goes of distance, and then you likely get it close to evens somewhere, I think.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. But that's the way that I'm leaning. Could be a good live bet. You know, as D-Rod warms up into the fight, etc., etc. But yeah, what are your takes?
Yeah, I agree with most of that. I think the line's about right pre-fight. Just because, I expect D-Rod probably to win the first round because he gets after it straight away. Leach tends to start a bit slow. And yeah, D-Rod's just more reliable to come out pumping volume out the gate. Also, yeah, the 10-pound thing is a bit of a concern, although I was surprised with how big Leach looked at the weight. Like I was expecting D-Rod to be the bigger guy, but even with the 10-pound difference, like Leach just bigger frame, in better shape. D-Rod short notice, he's always got a bit of a soft body going on. So yeah, I was quite surprised at how that looked. In terms of the dynamic of the fight, yeah, D-Rod's just going to be coming forward, doing what he does, trying to get the hands going. Leach probably lets him come forward for the first round and is just looking to leg kick a bit from the outside and get his left hand landing. Left hook's the money punch. He'll be looking for that. But yeah, I do tend to think he's probably dropping minutes on volume. He's mainly like a leg kicker and a counter puncher, and then we'll kind of blitz in and throw the odd big combination, like you said. But I expect in between doing that, D-Rod's just going to be plugging away, working the volume. Yeah, I'd say this line's about right. I don't see much value on D-Rod personally. I don't think a finish is super likely. Like both guys are super durable. Leach is like a super underrated hitter, though. The dude just cracks. His left hook is a bomb. D-Rod hits pretty hard himself, but Leach has just got an absolute brick head. So yeah, I'd be interested on maybe it goes the distance at a decent price. See if we can get it around a pick 'em or something. If D-Rod decision's not terrible, take a look at that. But yeah, I don't anticipate like any huge value in terms of betting this fight from any angle.
Yeah, we're on the same page. Do you want to do the next one, or shall I take over again?
You go, mate.
All right. Comes out Holland. Honestly, man, a little bit tempted on Holland. I find that interesting that Chimaev is a smaller favorite than he was against Gilbert Burns, top three consensus, top three guy, top two guy, and now he's $1.22 favorite. I guess it's the hype's gone a little bit after that fight, which makes sense. Everyone thought he was going to run through Burns. Now they realize maybe he's not all that, and Holland has a bit of hype to himself, which is fair enough. But yeah, I'm tempted. I know. He's going to be on his back in the first 10 seconds. The one thing that's consistent in Khamzat's game, he will shoot ASAP, like literally the first 10 seconds. He will throw a strike and go under. Even against Burns, he did it, right? Doesn't matter. Didn't care about the credentials of jiu-jitsu. He stopped after that, but that was the first thing he did, go for a takedown. So, yeah, I just feel like Holland's going to be on his back straight away, but I think he's improving, man. Like the last time we saw him wrestle left was that Vettori fight, and there was a little bit of improvement there. He stopped the first one or two takedowns in round one, and then he got a little reversal. I know Khamzat is a big guy, especially for welterweight, but man, I think Vettori's basically, he wouldn't look out of sorts at light heavyweight personally. Just a big strong dude. It's just, it could look like a bad bet, but 5 rounds, he cracked Vettori with his biggest punch. I think it was round 4, like pushed his head all the way back. Like that was a cinder block head that didn't get knocked out by that. Like I said, I think he's improving, especially this Holland that was down at welterweight. That was improving his takedown defense and taking his career a lot more seriously. Probably better cardio as well. He's got power. He's got weird power. He's still got massive reach advantage on Khamzat. It's just the line. The line's a bit wide. And if it was 3 rounds, I can see Khamzat doing it for 3 rounds. He just did it against Burns and he gassed. But 5 rounds, what if he gasses against Holland? Holland, he still throws. He was getting weight on and light on by Vettori, and he still had power in round 4 and 5 to throw something big. Yeah, I'm tempted. I'm not hitting it at the moment. I like the over here. I like it. I'm a bit more confident, a bit less scared than in the Diaz fight, because Diaz with his bloody hillbilly and how he likes to be on his back and the bleeding first elbow that lands. Here it's a bit more, Holland is as durable as all hell, and so is Khamzat. I don't see Khamzat getting submitted. I don't see Khamzat submitting Holland. But I also anticipate it's going to be a bit more juiced. Have you got the over 1.5 there, or?
Yeah, minus 173 at Bet Online.
Yeah, a little bit juiced, a little bit more juiced, but not, honestly, I expected minus 200. So, we'll see when it opens up for me. Maybe I think this one goes over. I don't see, John Phillips almost went over. Reese McKee was about to go around. Yeah, like I said in the original podcast, fighters can go over. Khamzat doesn't have the best ground and pound. It just depends how chinny you are and what dominant position he gets on you. I think Holland can survive. He's a big, wiry guy. Other than that, could be a good live bet. A couple of rounds of bottom time, and Khamzat is kind of slowing down. I heard rumors that he had to stop cutting weight. The doctor told him. Again, Holland was a catch weight, so he was already at 180. So a few things for him. He's not going to be massively undersized. He fought a middleweight before, so yeah, it's the perfect storm of potentially some value there, despite him constantly getting taken down. But I reckon 90% chance that you get a better line 30 seconds into the fight once he's on his back. Yeah, other than that, the over, maybe even a Holland finish. I find it hard to see how he's going to win a decision if he's constantly on his back. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree with most of that. I mean, if we quickly want to loop back to that last fight, I just got the odds here. So yeah, over 2.5 minus 155, goes a distance minus 120. Not bad, but I think generally Bet Online aren't often offering the best prop prices in the market. Sometimes they are, but often they're not. So I'm happy to wait for something else. D-Rod points bad, plus 145. Leach points plus 300, $4. Not bad. That could have my interest. I think the leg kicks are just quite a big thing here. Rewatching Parsons, he was landing at will on D-Rod. He just is so green and didn't have the pacing. But I think
we're talking about Holland. Kimaev.
Yeah. I was just looping back quickly because I was thinking about. Yeah. Okay. But in terms of this fight, I agree, man. Obviously, there's no way to really bet Hamzat here. Minus 600 money line, pretty hilarious.
Beautiful parlay piece, mate.
Yeah, I think it's a bit of a sketchy one with the weight cut concerns. Like Holland can match like his frame. Obviously, Hamzat's still going to be like the stronger guy and is almost definitely going to take him down. But Holland can survive on bottom, right? He knows how to use his guard defensively, strike off his back. Pre-fight, I'm not interested in betting his money line just because you're almost guaranteed to get a better price live. I'd rather just sprinkle a bit of Holland KO or something before the fight that you can get plus 800 on that. And then, you look to live bet him at a better price. Main concerns are, though, that he just doesn't make Hamzat work hard enough on top. Like when we've seen him on the bottom in his past fights, he just locks the guard and guys can just kind of sit on him without having to work too hard, especially if they get him down in open space away from the cage. But yeah, I think it could still be a really good live bet. Every round starts standing. Hamzat's got no striking defense, and he's shown that he's willing to entertain a brawl. So yeah, pretty clear that the value on this fight is, on the Holland side. I'll probably sprinkle KO before the fight, look to live bet his money line. I do like the over as well. Hamzat, obviously he's dangerous, but I don't think he's just like wiping Holland out of there at a very high clip. Over 1.5 bit juiced. I might prefer to look at a fight starts round 3 or maybe even an over 2.5. To be honest, I think this one's more likely to go a bit later. And to be honest, like, how does Hamzat, like, he could obviously bomb him because he hits hard, and Holland's also got bad striking defense, but Holland's shown a good chin. Holland's proven to be pretty difficult to sub unless you're a pretty crafty guy like GM3, and I'm not sure like Hamzat has can string a bunch of submissions together. He's got a good dart and arm triangle and stuff, but yeah, I'm not sure I see that happening too often, to be honest. Like we could be like looking at a fight where Hamzat needs to like wrestle to a decision, which would be super interesting over 5 rounds, So yeah, this is pretty intriguing. Definitely way more interesting than the Nate Diaz fight. So yeah, that's a few things I like there.
Yeah, now that you were talking, I'm kind of thinking of some long ones, man. Maybe start round 4, maybe even round 5.
Yeah, man.
The juice, it's a bit juicy for go the distance, like minus money for a 5-round fight, especially if Kamzat is bludgeoning him for 5 rounds with ground and pound. Yeah, I expect surely after 5 rounds, I expect the dog money to go the distance. But yeah, I'm just still thinking about those overs. Maybe even Kamzat 4-5 decision. I don't know. It's just there's a lot of unknowns still, even though we've seen him go.
If we get to those deep waters, man, I think the Holland finish is more live, honestly. Like even late against Brunson and Vittori, any time he was standing, he was cracking those guys, and they were not liking it, right? Hamzat's obviously got a hell of a chin. It's a good shot, but man, he's hittable as anything. Holland seems to carry his power pretty well. I think a lot of it really comes down to how hard is Holland going to make Hamzat work.
Yeah,
from bottom.
He took bombs from Gilbert Burns, which was, behind the ear as well, and the guy just got up. It's like he's put people out cold with us. But the other thing is, I think that was an outlier of him brawling. He even said so himself. He got carried away, thought he could knock him out, and his coach was losing his marbles. And as soon as that fight was over, I said, "Look, I don't think Kamzat's ever going to fight like that again. He's had a close call, and you see it. Like it wasn't his game plan. He got carried away by the pay-per-view. But hey, maybe he does it again because he's getting carried away with this rivalry with Holland, and
he's exactly right. It seems pretty heated, and Hamzat is dumb, bro. This is not a smart guy. Like, don't get me wrong, like good fighter, lots of potential, but the guy's not got much going on in between the ears, as we saw in the Burns fight. Like his coach is screaming, pleading with him, stop brawling, but the guy just can't help himself. He's just that kind of guy, I don't think he's young and green. He doesn't know how to fight measured yet. He wants to have a dick measuring contest with everyone.
Yeah. No, hopefully he's learned something, but I like the guy. I see he's getting a bit of hate, but I personally like him. I like my dumb fighters that fight like idiots. It brings for entertainment. But yeah, let's move on. We seem to be consensusly agreeing, man. Some overs. Your boy's back. Ron Blair, my ScrapCapper. How the F did this guy change so much? Well, pretty much all Kamzat's fault, man. Literally all Kamzat's fault. So
Yeah. How can you? I'm curious, man. How do you? I don't find this guy very likable at all, to be honest.
I'm getting sick of his shtick a bit with the
Yeah.
whole, 2 words in his vocabulary, and I fuck everybody, I smash everybody. I'm getting sick of that.
Mm.
But how can you not like the just absolute domination? I just enjoy the absolute domination. I actually like it a bit more. Khabib was a bit different to me. I don't know, something about him. I wasn't a fan, but I don't know, something about Khamzat is just manhandles people. I like it. You don't see it every day, so it's kind of like, this guy's not even breaking a sweat, and he's choking out people like the leech in 30 seconds. I enjoy that. It's like a once in a lifetime thing. I like the hype. Bring the hype. I want to be hyped about pay-per-views, not having like women's fight on there. So, all right, let's move on. I see Mr. Sean Oz gone off. If he tries to prove anything standing, he's getting cracked. Yeah, but I don't know if he's getting knocked out. That's the thing. All right, let's move on. Main event. You want to take this one?
Yeah, why not? Yeah. So yeah, pretty fun, interesting fight. I like it. For me, the opener was super confusing. I jumped on Tony as a dog in the opener. I think where it's sitting, or where is it sitting at the moment? Because the line seems to be going all over the place. I'm seeing like $1.80 at Top Sport.
Oh, $1.80, Jesus! I see $1.60 on bet, but I'm gonna have to hit that on Top Sport.
Oh shit! It's back to a pick'em at Bet Online. Yeah, that's interesting. So I guess Nate money coming in, which is not surprising. But man, I make Tony 60 to 65% here. For me, they're two guys who are certainly past their primes, but Tony looked good against Chandler, like relative to what you could expect there. Yes, he's hittable. He's still got all those same concerns. Nate Diaz isn't going to exploit the grappling like Oliveira and Benil did. In terms of his striking, yeah, he'll probably land a bit, but I'm not sure he's putting Tony out. Like on the main podcast, we kind of talked about how I think people might be going a bit far with the Tony Chin narrative. Obviously, the Chandler KO was bad, took a lot of punishment against Gaethje, but up until the kill shot versus Chandler looked fine. Chandler was landing, Tony looked fine. So I'm not 100% ready to say the Chin's like absolute dust and Nate's just going to be like wobbling him all over the show. For me, it's more a fate on Nate. The guy hasn't looked good in years. I don't believe he's training very hard. Him and his brother, I don't think they're taking the shit seriously anymore. They're just collecting checks. People still seem to think that he is like elite in terms of durability and cardio. Disagree on both. He's been gassing out in his fights. He clearly slows down, and he really gets affected by like attritional work to the legs and body, which is Tony's MO. Yeah, and so I just think those two things aren't there for him anymore. I like Tony's willingness to come forward on the feet. I like his variety. He's going to kick the legs. He's going to kick the body. Yeah, I like Tony's like variety in his striking here, basically. And I think, the later it goes, it's going to be Tony taking over, not Nate. I think he can cut him with the elbows. He'll throw knees, kicks, everything. He'll attack the body and the legs with the kicks and the knees. And yeah, man, I just don't think Nate's here to go 5 rounds with Tony. In all honesty, look at this little fluff ball. So yeah, for me, dog money on Tony was plenty of value. I think he's 60-65% honestly. And now to see the line going back to pick him, value to be had there as well. I think. Yeah, Nate just can't compete over 5, in my opinion. And is he going to put Tony away early? Possibly. Maybe Tony's chin's as bad as everyone thinks, but for me, that doesn't seem like a super likely outcome. So yeah, I'm backing Tony here. Steve's still on mute. There we go.
Interesting that the line moved while we're doing live. I was even gonna come around and hit Tony at $1.60. Like hit him at $1.60 and then hedge myself out live when Diaz, inevitably comes back into the fight, being around 3, 4, 5. I just think it's a bit of an interesting one. It's Diaz is getting a 5-round striking battle, most likely. How washed is Tony Ferguson? I mean, it's hard to know who's more washed. Yes, I know. I agree with you. Tony's always been hittable, always been droppable, right? Pettis, et cetera, like we said. It's not the first time Barboza. He's just used the durability and the cardio and the recovery. Even Cerrone's just pinging his head all over the place. That was a close fight. That was a close fight. It was going punch for punch, and he just kept throwing spinning elbows, and they ended up closing Cerrone's. I had Tony in the parlay there back in the day. It was like $1.60. I thought we were getting great odds on, fading Cerrone. I was fading Cerrone a lot back in the day. So now he's getting, he's getting a boxing fight, and even Tony's cardio doesn't look that interesting. That you say you think Tony will take over late. I personally thought Diaz might. I know it's a hot take, and a lot of people say Diaz coming back against Maz in that fourth round or third round is like wishful thinking. And I thought it was retards, saying that as well. And then I taped it again, and I think Maz was slowing down a bit, man. He was slowing down. He was huffing and puffing, and it kind of gave Diaz a bit of a motivational thing, like I'm taking over here. Not saying he was going to do it, but it might have some credence. Those comments might have some credence upon the fifth time that I've taped it. But yeah, it's just he got wrestled by Leon Edwards. He hurt him in the fifth round. He's always live. He's always live, and I reckon the volume and the heavy hands of Ferguson, like he's got deceptively heavy hands. He's got massive hands as well. You know what to say about massive hands, massive gloves. And he's just going to be, I feel like he's going to be doing the better work early. Diaz is going to be doing some stupid shit like, turning his back, taunting, et cetera, et cetera. And while he's doing that, he's going to be giving up minutes. And then from then on, I don't know how Tony's going to look at welterweight. I've also seen his cardio a bit not look the same. Maybe because he's getting wrestled in these fights, recently. It's just relentless pace from, Oliveira and Dariush. Dariush gave him no space whatsoever. But in terms of the output and in the Gaethje fight, he still seemed to have good cardio in terms of striking. So I'm honestly, I'm honestly going to hit Ferguson, man, $1.80. I don't understand. I mean, I do understand. I get it. This is a much more easy and winnable fight for Diaz. So yes, I do understand the money. I actually expect this to be closer to pick him, maybe Ferguson's slight favorite. It's just in terms of styles make fights. So Diaz is getting a 5-round striking battle against another wash guy, moving up in weight, which is like a red flag. So he's, it's who's the better striker over 5 rounds. And I think it's, with today's version of Tony, it's not as much of a wash. But then again, you got the stuff with Diaz not giving a shit. He wasn't giving a shit for the Chimaev fight, and you can see on the weigh-ins he's a lot less flabby. And I don't usually try to look too much into the weigh-ins, but you can clearly see it. And that was for the Chimaev fight, but that's translated over into this fight. And Tony, I'm pretty sure Tony was still taking his career seriously. Guy is mentally tough as a rock. I'm gonna honestly at these odds, I'm gonna hit Ferguson. It's a no-brainer to me. I don't see him getting wobbled and taken down and wrestled by Diaz. Like if anything, he might get hit a bit by Diaz's boxing, but just the easy hedge later on, round 2, 3. Diaz might even get busted up early, not even by elbows, just by big shots. What do you have you got any overs on there? I think this could go long potentially.
Let's have a look. Yeah, I agree. In terms of it, probably go not great. Yeah, over 4.5 -130. Goes a distance -120. For me, just too much risk of either guy. Just like I wouldn't be surprised if Nick does if Nate does what Nick did versus Robbie, right? Where he's just like, you know what, fuck this. Like I don't care about fighting anymore. I'm done. And maybe Tony's chin turns out to be as bad as some people think, and Nate's scar tissue, and just too many things that could go wrong for me to like those odds.
Yeah, I think I thought about that too for a second, but then I thought, that Diaz was just a whole nother level. He moved up weight class last minute because he had like a broken vertebrae in his neck or some shit. I think Diaz, despite everything he's saying in his interviews, even if he was fighting Khamzat, he would still go out there and do his thing, like not roll over. He would just be slapping him from bottom. There would be no quit in him, So I don't think there's going to be any quit here, especially with Ferguson. I think he's G'd up. He's like, all right, I've got a much better main event.
Yeah.
Let's put on the show. I think he has respect for Ferguson as well. I think they're going to put on a wall. I'm just excited for this fight, man. This could be a potential 5-round. I wanted to see this fight. I was like, why not give Ferguson someone like Diaz, man. Stop giving him Michael Chandler and shit. Like even Leach, it seemed like they were trying to prop Leach up. Like why Leach of all?
Was that you on Top Sport? I just saw the line move.
No, I wasn't. What is it now?
79.
Yeah.
Just moved a few cents.
I was going to say something.
That was your whale plays.
No, man. If it was me, it would be $1.60 again.
Oh, fuck. Not a wanker.
Come on, mate. I can't be called a wanker coming from ScrapCapper. That's offensive as. What's Geezer saying? Random thought. Tony likes to cut people with his elbows. That's not random. I've heard that 7 times already. Nate's face is just scar tissue. Yeah, Nate's scar tissue is the talk of the town every single time he fights. I remember everyone playing Leon KO because of the scar tissue, and he got cut up like end of round 1 and then didn't get stopped. And then on the other side, I lost so much money having Masvidal 4-5 in decision, and then the bloody New York doctors. Jesus, man. That was
it's a good point though, because we've seen Nate's been going into the clinch way more in his recent fights as well. You know.
See, that's what I understand. I was taping him, and he's like flopping to his back, and he's initiating clinches, and then he gets taken down. It's like that would have been such a horrendous matchup against Chimaev, man. Like it's like he's inviting it because he thinks he can sub people, but he hasn't subbed anyone in so long. It would have been a horrible match.
He doesn't want to wrestle, man, because he's bad at it and he gets tired. Like I know he was coming on against Masvidal, but Masvidal's been a gasser for ages now as well. Like so most takedown later probably look at those odds.
It's risky because I have no idea who the hell is going to go for a takedown.
Let's have a look. Oh, I think if anyone's getting takedowns, it'll be Tony. But I don't know if Tony can even like bend over at the waist and shoot a proper takedown these days. He looks pretty stiff and rickety, but I don't think he needs to, man. I think he'll be able to just kick Nate to the legs and body as much as he wants. I think he's going to have the bit of cardio. I trust that he's been training harder. So, I mean, it was maybe a bit of like, is the price right at the -160 and stuff, but to pick him, like if you're just asking me who wins this fight, to pick him, fuck Tony all day for me.
Yeah, we agree, man. I'm kind of getting giddy about that play. I think I might lay an easy unit on Ferguson and just go from there.
Have a look at these props for our viewer here. Most takedowns landed. Nate Diaz -325. Tony Ferguson +250. Holy shit! What is that? Oh, that's insane, man.
Maybe because of the whole takedowns, the wrestle thing that Ferguson's been going through, and Nate actually initiating it. And Ferguson, like you said, Ferguson doesn't initiate wrestling, so
maybe Tony does. If Tony does like a dumb Imanari and ends up on bottom, will that get scored as a takedown for Nate?
Spinning elbow and he just gets ducked under, falls over.
Plus 250. It's bet online as well. It's like $100 max bet US. So fuck it. Who cares?
Right, it's a couple of units for you, so just chuck that on.
Oh, jeez, mate, you've been grumpy since the missus moved in. Fucking hell.
No, it's because this dog, man. The dog's killing me. No one shut up. Nah, this is all nothing mean spirited here.
No, mate. You're just Australian. You can't help it.
Yeah. Let's say that. Yeah, we agree, man. We've got some good plays here. I like it. I'm gonna hit most of these. To be honest, I'm even leaning towards D-Rod, and fuck it, if Leach comes out there and knocks him out, I don't think D-Rod is washed like Ponzinibbio and 38-year-old Salikov. Yeah, I think this is a bit of a. I've got $1.60 chips.
He should minute win, and like unless Lee really can like chew his legs up or something like that, then Lee's probably gonna have a hard time winning minutes. D-Rod's just so consistent.
Yeah. All right, so we agree on that, man. So we all seem to be on D-Rod, not much value, go the distance potentially. Holland, the value side, probably get better live bet. Look at some juicy overs.
What was Sean Orr's comment? I missed it.
I'll read it out because I know you like this kind of stuff. I got to show and watch my shooting all day after Scotch and beer last night.
That's tough. That's tough.
That's just welcome to my life, man. It's me every day. What do we got? And then the main event, we like Ferguson. Yeah, I'm glad the Diaz Army made this pick 'em because I'm definitely hitting Ferguson. And then live betting to hedge yourself, and overs are a bit, like you said, scar tissue, 2 wash guys. How's their chin? But yeah.
D-Rod price seems to be improving. $1.61 top sport.
Oh, it seems like people are fading us, bro. They're listening to the podcast and just betting the other stuff. That's right. That's what I want. Let's how about this? Let's give up people you got any LFA plays? I just checked and it's on today, and I've actually got odds on Top Sport again. And you got anything?
Yep. Like Paprocki, confusing line movement on Arneson. Paprocki opened a decent fave and it's been bet to nearly a pick'em. Arneson, Paprocki better everywhere, more skilled, fought better level of competition. Arneson will just try crash forward messily, force clinches and stuff, but she's terrible in the pummel, concedes underhooks all the time, gets hit with the bad WMMA takedowns. Paprocki should be at least 60% to me. And I like Drooly as a dog to Reyes. He's fighting out of Factory X, decent striking, collegiate college wrestling background, and Reyes is like a noodly jiu-jitsu guy. Who's very hittable, trying to get in for his shitty body lock takedowns and all that sort of stuff. Looks very physically weak. Taller and lankier, but very noodly. So yeah, I like Drooly as a dog. And I got a bit of Chris Brown. That line's come way in. I got like a plus 205.
I knew you were going to like Chris Brown.
Yeah. I like Talunzage, man. But obviously the value's getting a bit thin now where it is. So I'm not sure if it tickles your fancy so much, because it wouldn't surprise me if he just gives up enough control time to lose a decision or something like that. But yeah, plus 205 for Brown over Talunzage, who I don't think is very good. Happy with that. Also, this Ben Tynan versus Lance Lee fight, if you have a chance just to watch like a little bit of tape and look at their records and stuff, just one of the most hilarious mismatches I've ever seen. Like
the line is accurate. The $0.0005.
Man, like whoever sanctioned this needs to go to jail. Seriously.
Okay, so I won't tape that one then, because I don't have time just for a laugh. I need I'm trying to cram some MFA and UFC before tomorrow. But if I do have time for a laugh, then yeah, if I want to cheer myself up, I'll give it a try. Yeah,
Drooly, Paprocki, and then Chris Brown. Not sure how much value left. To be honest, maybe a little bit still as a dog. I could see him easily looking a favorite here. Talunge's super uncomfortable standing. If he can't get the grappling going, he's going to look pretty bad, I think.
Chris Brown's underrated, man. I thought he beat Chris Leal, honestly, in PFL. And I thought he beat Bahamondes. Like, this dude's potentially UFC level, man. Like,
yeah, man. Like, I have no issues if someone's like, I make him a favorite. I couldn't tell you otherwise,
He gets underrated on the odds, maybe because of his just ridiculous style. Just hands, it just looks weird, but
yeah, it works for Talunzage though. Like, Talunzage can't strike, right? He's not going to punish for that. He's got his hands low, ready to defend the takedowns and stuff. I like this fight for him.
All right, thank you very much, man. Well, we've got some bonus picks for LFA. How can you not like and subscribe, man, with all these extra bonus bets and two medium sized
man
making one big brain, like, beautiful.
Yeah.
Thanks for jumping
medium
on,
brains. All good, bro.
Last minute, I was still gonna do it, but I think everyone gets a lot more value if you jump on as well, and so it's a good podcast. And hopefully, good luck on LFA. I'm gonna cram now. And then I'll see if I'll be on the same side as you, and I'm going to cram some more UFC, and let's have a good day, man.
All right. Let's do it, bro.
Good luck, everyone.
All right. Later.